Our next presenter, Kate Bradley-Bennett. She's a Boulder native, has lived in Longmont off and on since 1973. She spent 15 years with EcoCycle of Longmont before finding her passion for teaching adults. And if that's not a challenge. Anyway, she taught English overseas in China and South Korea, spent the past 11 years teaching English as a second language at St. Vrain Valley Adult Education, which closed last June. She's now the program director for the new St. Vrain Community Adult Education Program, which you'll learn about tonight. In May, she'll receive her master's in adult education and training from Colorado State University. She's an avid birder, I was about to say birdier, birder, and amateur nature photographer, and wants us all to remember that learning never stops and that we're never too old to learn something new. So at this point, if we can give her a warm PK welcome, and the title is, I've got this title, When Injustice Becomes Law, Resistance Becomes Duty. Did I hit that right? I wasn't sure, I thought. Well, I can change it if you want. I'm really flexible.
That's
you know?
not mine, it's Thomas Jefferson.
Is it? All right, that sounds good. Let's give her a warm welcome. Do you need a pointer?
No, I'm fine. Thank you, Greg. I'm Kat Bradley-Bennett. We are born out of the ashes of the old program. St. Vrain Valley Adult Education closed last June. We adopted the phoenix as our logo. St. Vrain Community Adult Education is the new program, and we are serving the same area, Longmont and our surrounding communities. So our new fiscal host is El Comité de Longmont. Here is Marta Moreno, the executive director. Their motto is Sin acción no hay milagros. Without action, there are no miracles. And she is living proof of that. They perform miracles all the time. And it's a perfect match between El Comité and adult education. So our funding is the Adult Education and Family Literacy Act of 1998. It's Title II of the Workforce Investment Act. It's never been revised. WIA was cut during the Bush administration, and there were further cuts during sequestration last year in 2013. So what does that mean? Well, we have a growing population of adults in this state that need adult education services and a dwindling pot of federal grants, and we're all scrambling for it. And we do feel like we're being nickeled and dimed sometimes. So how does Colorado stack up? We have 10% of working age adults in this state do not have a high school diploma or a GED. That's more than 400,000 workers. Colorado adult ed programs, they're about 35, currently only serve 4% of eligible adults in this state with adult ed services, and Colorado is the only state that does not fund adult education. But there's light on the horizon, and yes, that's one of my photos. House Bill 1085 will appropriate $1.2 million for adult education and workforce training, first time ever in this state. So it's doing well. It's picking up sponsorship every day. Our mission at St. Vrain Community Adult Education is to provide education services and citizenship instruction for the undereducated and underserved adults in Longmont and surrounding areas, developing successful parents, productive workers, and engaged community participants. And here's one of our level 1 classes. This is education for adults who need basic literacy skills to improve their work skills and employability, to participate in their child's education. Maybe they want to study for their citizenship or get a high school diploma. This is the multifaceted approach of adult education. Our current class offerings are 6 levels of English as a second language. Students pay a nominal fee of $20 a semester. It is English only classes. Our students come from all over the world. We also provide free citizenship study and practice for the USCIS interview. And the majority of our students are successful. So progress thus far. Let me help you walk through our footsteps through the snow, trudging through. The old program closed last June. We knew that was happening. We formed a task force. We applied for the federal grants. We won that grant in June, and we started planning the program in July. So September 5th, we had our first registration at First Congregational Church. One in the morning, one in the evening. Students take a reading test so that we put them in appropriate level. And we registered about 45 students that first day. So we were really excited. And then we started holding classes in 4 different locations. We were spread out all over the place. First Congregational Church, Northridge Elementary, the YMCA, and El Comité. So, and this was interesting for families who had family members in different locations. And it was really stressful on the staff as well. So here's our level 5 class, for a time having their class in the fellowship hall at First Congregational Church. We provide the textbooks, we provide notebook paper, notebooks, pencils, all of those supplies the students need to be successful. And then, all hell busts loose in our community, right? Many students were affected. Many of our students lived and worked in Lyons. Many lived in the mobile homes here in Longmont. Many are still displaced and not able to return to the community because there's no housing. But still we persevered. We held our classes. Students came. We registered new students every week. And in December, we celebrated our first semester with an international holiday potluck, and the students brought the food. The teachers just went and enjoyed. It was great. So now we have citizenship classes being held at El Comité on Thursdays. All of our ESL classes are under one roof at First Congregational United Church of Christ. They have been an amazing host for us. Here's our evening level, high beginning level 3 class, a very spunky group, and this class is growing. We embed computer instruction into our English classes because we cannot the AFLA funding will not provide instruction on computers, so we embed it into their instruction, and they get mouse skills, keyboarding skills, and a little practice with Word and Excel. And yes, that's the old program, those were my classes. We have volunteer opportunities. We need classroom volunteers and assistants, intake assistants, people to tutor people with citizenship. We need tutors, sometimes one-on-one, and one-on-one literacy tutors for people who are struggling with their English writing and reading. So where are we going? Our first 2 years of funding, our grant is 2 years, we're offering ESL and citizenship, and then hopefully, that should say FY16, we will expand to include adult basic skills and a GED or equivalent. There are other high school equivalency tests besides the GED. We are actively fundraising. We had an appeal letter that went out this fall, and thanks to anybody in this room who responded to that. And last week we had our first public event, a wine tasting and silent auction at Sunrose Cafe. It was a sold out event, and it was so much fun. And so we will be continuing to do fundraising. So you knew I had to throw a bird shot in there, right? This is Misty Mallard. Our dreams are taking flight, but we are here to serve the community. We're here to serve the adults who need education in our community and the employers who need a more educated workforce, and to provide volunteer opportunities. On behalf of the staff and the students of St. Vrain Community Adult Education, thank you.
All right, thank you. This is great. First of all, I want to compliment you guys on the fact that you know that once that last slide shows up and it says the end, in Pecha or PK, we do not boo people off. We applaud them off, which is good. And did you notice on the slides, that 20-second slide can either be the quickest 20 seconds in your life or the longest? So you need to really understand that it's a lot of work being up here for them.